Welcome to Mac 2311 for Engineers, Exam 2, problem number 14. In this problem, they go ahead and they say that the function f of x represents the amount of force that a student uses to push some sort of object, x amount of feet, where h is near 0. And then they want to know if this equation is true, what can we say about f prime, the derivative? So they go ahead and they kind of give you a wordy intro, but we can just ignore that really and think about what does f prime mean. Well, I mean, f prime is just the derivative. And we know that there's a formula for the derivative. We know that it's just f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. So we can kind of see that we could manipulate this a little bit to get it into that form, because they gave us the hint that h is very small. So that's the equivalent of saying the limit as h goes to 0. So we know that this derivative here would be the same as saying the limit as h goes to 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. But we can see here that, well, f of x plus h minus f of x, that's what we have here, exactly. So what we could do is you could go ahead and then take an h out of this and divide it over. So if we divide an h over, this would go away, one of these h's would go away, and we'd have an h over here. So that now we have this being identical to this. So what that means is the limit of this expression, but this expression is the same as this expression over here, would tell us what our derivative is. So that means that we could just take the limit as h goes to 0 of our remaining terms over here, which is just going to be x squared h plus 2x. That's all we have left. So if we take the limit as h goes to 0 of this thing, you can see that indirectly you're actually finding the derivative. So if you go ahead and have h goes to 0, this term here just goes to 0, and you're left with a 2x. So that means that if this statement is true, the derivative, f prime, must just be equal to 2x. And that's your final solution.